Hey guys, it's Ross going on the Space Couch. Today we're going to continue our discussion of electric vehicle companies. Today we're going to talk about Renovo Motors. Now they are another Silicon Valley startup tech/car company hoping to produce high performance electric vehicles. Now they were founded in 2010 by a guy called Forster-Fraser, but they've got a very different, shall we say, mission statement from the companies like, say, Tesla, Ativa, Faraday Future, who we've spoken about previously. Now, while those companies want to make electric vehicles mainstream so everyone can benefit from the technology and the eco-benefits of zero-emission cars, Tesla obviously being way ahead of everyone else in that pack, Renovo's going in the opposite direction. Now, they're targeting the ultra-high-end sports supercar market with their vehicle, the Renovo Coupe. Now, this vehicle actually exists. It's not just some pencil drawings on a website somewhere, or rather there are prototypes that exist that have been displayed at various car shows. For instance, at CES 2015, the Renovo was at the NVIDIA stall because it uses its NVIDIA chip, which we'll mention shortly. Now, the fact that there are actual vehicles have been built, that means it's no longer vaporware. It's an actual thing in the real world, which is always to be welcomed. Now, Renovo, and as you might suspect, that name means like new, to be renewed, that sort of thing, which obviously is appropriate given that it's an electric vehicle. They've teamed up with Shelby American, the car manufacturer. The Renovo Coupe actually uses the glider of the Shelby Daytona, that classic car. So it's got those long, elegant lines, repurposed here and there for EV needs, I guess. Now, under the hood, instead of a giant engine, are the batteries. And they give like 1,000 feet of torque, 0 to 60 in 3.4 seconds, range of 100 miles, and can be fully fast charged in 30 minutes. Now, as I mentioned NVIDIA earlier, their new X1 platform powers the instrument panel and their center console in the coupe. And it's quite similar, in fact, to Tesla's center console in the Model S, except it's smaller. Renovo's is like 11 inches, Tesla's is 17. It's still pretty powerful, the X1 chip is very powerful, so the dashboard, it actually looks like, say, a workstation from the Star Trek Enterprise. The graphics package that it uses is arguably better than the Model S, but let's compare the two and see if it's a genuine comparison. So, Model S, it's faster, it's got better range, more capacity, can carry up to 7 people than the Renovo. But these cars are made for very different purposes. The Coupe sacrifices range for speed and acceleration. And obviously, things like, say, its graphics package has got a lot more whistles and bells than the Tesla. The Coupe is a beautiful looking car, there's no doubt about that. But it costs $529,000. That's why its graphics package is better than the Model S. Now, at that price, chances of us ever seeing one of these cars is doubtful at best, unless suddenly there's like 100,000 people buy a $500,000 sports car. I don't see that happening. It'll be the toys of the wealthy, definitely, you know, let's see, pop stars, that sort of thing. But the fact you can make an electric supercar, it's another wake-up call, if it were needed, to the traditional car manufacturers. You know, it's like all these little bits of the market just starting to fragment and slip away from you, you know. Once electric cars are the mainstream, they're going to have so many problems. Anyway, deliveries of the Coupe are due to start this year, 2015. Check out their website, it's quite informative. There's also a video in my playlist, my light videos, that gives a good overview of the Renovo Coupe and has an interview with Forster-Fraser. Here's to a successful launch for them, and let's hope they avoid the fate of Fisker. Call your vehicle the Karma at your own peril. Now, the Coupe is not going to be their only vehicle, they say. It's going to be essentially the platform for future vehicles. Similar, I guess, to how the Model S and, say, its flat battery pack and all of that is like the base for the future vehicles, say the X, the 3, whatever else will follow after that. So anyway, guys, that was just my quick discussion of Renovo Motors. An interesting company, obviously going to be quite a limited production run. Companies like that obviously quite often run into financial problems. I did check on Crunchbase and on Angel to see what sort of funding rounds they've had. They have had funding rounds, but I couldn't see any specific figures. However, given there is at least one prototype, if not two, because I've seen cars in 2 different colour schemes, I don't know if that means it's 2 vehicles or one that's been repainted. To get to that stage must have been at least $100 million, probably several times that. Money well spent if they manage to spread it out a little bit further to the wealthy, I suppose. Please subscribe to my channel if you enjoyed this content. Leave me a comment or suggestion for an upcoming topic you'd like to see discussed, whether that's on EVs, Renovo Motors or another subject. Or why don't you hit that like button?